Today we were talking about identity. So every week we'll be posting a video or discussion where me and Barry will be talking about a topic. So today will be about identity, and people use labels and sometimes mistake labels with identity. So a simple example of that would be, I'm a parent. That's actually a label. It's not a set identity, because an identity goes a little bit deeper than the role and the job that you do. So Barry, would you like to touch on that point? What do you have to say about that?
Yes, absolutely, and I actually love that analogy. And using a label like a parent, that's actually a brilliant way to look at it because
Yeah.
you know being a parent, that's a label. It's something that I do. I've got my kids. I am a parent. However, an identity is I am a bad parent who always, you know, I don't know, creates havoc and drama in my children's lives.
Yeah.
That's an identity. That it kind of stems back to, you know, growing up, my dad wasn't X, Y, and Z, and I now believe that I became the same person. That becomes the identity. Like bad parent becomes an identity. Just a parent, that is a label. And I think it's really important for people to understand the difference because
Yeah.
we in life we give ourselves those little. It's I always use the analogy as like a little Barry sitting on my shoulder, going, "You're a bad dad."
Yeah.
Sis, you're a bad dad, or you're not a present husband, or, it's a perfect example of looking at that. So,
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that, JP.
Yes.
Huge difference between a label and an identity.
Yes. Perfect. So what would we then put it as you were growing up, for example, like your father or your mother would have said, like, uh Barry, a man doesn't do that to his wife, for example, or the mother would say, a girl doesn't do that. Would you say that essentially by placing those labels consistently on, for example, your children or people around you, that you actually start creating a identity over time, right? Is that like,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, absolutely. If we keep on repeating certain labels, those labels could eventually become an identity. And if
yes,
you understand the whole identity loop, this will make sense. You see, identity is built on proof. We call it proof stacking. And the
yes,
more I stack the proof that shows that that is true, the more that becomes like an ingrained identity. And I start believing that's exactly who I am.
yes,
So, you know, maybe every time I lose my temper and my mom goes, huh, you're just like your dad, you got a short temper, hey?
yes,
And then tomorrow again, I lose my temper and my mom goes, "Hey, just like your dad, you've got quite a short temper." If I keep on repeating that, that becomes proof stacking. And eventually it's almost like I start wearing that jacket. I now accept this
yeah,
new identity that I am a short tempered man who, I don't know, constantly finds issues and causes havoc.
yes, yes. Guys, so if there's a label like that that you might have gotten in your life, not from yourself, but from someone repeating something to you, please let us know in the comments. And while you're typing it, notice how that has influenced what you've been doing over the past year, past 6 year, 10 years, or what effect that has had on your life. And if you have overcome it, please share with us what you did to break that label and start focusing on your identity. So I think to wrap this up, Barry, um, what is a great way to start detaching yourself? Like a simple, quick win that we can give our viewers and our members to go and implement or just to become aware. Uh,
Oh,
what did you
I
say?
love that. I love it. So if we're saying that identity is being created through the identity loop and proof stacking,
Yeah.
all you need to do is start finding the opposing truth. So if you walk around with this identity that says, I'm a man who constantly loses my temper, and that becomes my identity,
Yeah.
let's start finding the evidence of the times when I did not lose my temper, start becoming aware of that. Remember, we delete, distort, and generalize information. So stop deleting the times when you don't lose your temper. Become more aware of how often you actually stay calm. And then
Yes.
start proof stacking that I am a calm man, or
Yes.
I am a good father. I want
Good.
to wrap it up with this. Just today, I took Mia, my youngest, I took her for some driving lessons today.
Oh,
And I
nice.
was actually extremely busy. I really, really didn't have the time. But came 1 o'clock, I said, perfect, and I've committed. And off Mia and I went, and we went for some quick driving lessons.
Great.
And there's another reminder, or another proof stacking that, Barry, you are a good dad. Even in the really busy times, because you made a promise, you kept your promise. And that is the sign of a great father. And if I
Yes.
now start proof stacking that, then very soon after that, my new identity will become I am a good father who always keeps my promises to my kids.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's cool. And how did the driving go?
I think I'm a little bit grayer. No, no, not at all. It actually went exceptionally well. There was
Oh,
one
nice.
scary point where there was this huge truck coming at us, but it all actually went exceptionally well.
Fantastic, fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned something new. Please discuss with us. We want you to debate with us. I want you to share your knowledge and what you've been through and what you've learned. We're always learning. We're ever learning, and that's what the I am is all about. We are all about finding the identity and then becoming the person that you said you're going to be and actually doing the stuff that you said you're going to be. So Barry was a great example today with what he just said. Like he said that that's what he's going to do, and he did what he said he's going to do, and it forms his identity and it builds his identity and it gives him that satisfaction from actually doing something that I said I'm going to do. So
Absolutely.
Barry, thank
Love
you so
it.
much for your time, guys. We'll see you again soon.
See you soon. Ciao, ciao.